Florida Fishy Finger, my YouTube channel where I tell you all about things I'm interested in, like fishing and boats, micro skiffs, my adventures on my micro skiff. And in today's episode, I'm going to look at whether we can put together a micro skiff, something we could call a micro skiff, at Boston Whaler. Boston Whaler is a company that ridden in many of their boats over the years. Many of them, the Montauk, like the one you see here, there's the 150 Montauk. This is not a Boston Whaler commercial, but I'm sure you could find out all about them. They have, they're renowned for their safety qualities and high quality build, so let's take a look. So they have the larger offshore models, the Realm, which is like a cabin boat, the Outrage, which are just like serious offshore fishing boats, it looks like. I've never actually been on those. The Conquest, which is like that closed cuddy cabin kind of boat. Those are incredible. Vantage, which to me seem more like a ski boat, but they're certainly offshore worthy, double engine, incredible. Dauntless, which is a great way to go, but you can see the Dauntless really only go down to about 17 feet. And by the way, as we talk about this, one of the things we do is we're looking for boats, and you might be looking for a boat right now, which is why you're watching this video, is how we're going to pay for it. And one of the ways is through personalloans.com, and I've got a link down in the description. Just go ahead and click on that. And the cool thing about going with an online loan company like this is you can get a very small loan. So you can get all the way down to $1,000, or you can get a loan all the way up to $35,000. So it's anywhere from, looks like $500 all the way to $35,000. And that's, I think, what most people are going to spend on a boat. Sure, you might be getting a much more significant boat, but in most cases I think that's about right. And I think most of us are probably going to get the boat used. And by the way, we'll take a look at what our options here are used once we try to build one online. Okay, so the models. Yeah, then there's the Montauk, which I think is more of the standard boat. They must have made about 1 billion of these, because I'm sure I've been on the 15, the 17, the 19, and the 210. And they're such stable boats. There's just plenty of room. They've got that elevated casting platform on the front, which is cool. But let's see. They have this Super Sport, which I wasn't familiar with at all. And wow, mind-blowing, cool-looking little boats. That 130 that they have there, let's look at these Super Sports. That 130 looks like the little Super Sport family. Wow. Okay, that 130 looks like a little speedboat. So open, though. It doesn't have that standard front bench. It just has the elevated platform. I really like that. Wow. Falling in love. The 110 Sport and then the 110 Tender. I think you could get away with any of those all the way up to a 16 Super Sport. Oh, with those, I bet you they just fly like rocket ships. The 15 Montauk had a not that big of an engine on it that I had, and it just cruised. Look at that. Put a 75 on the back of that one. That's one of the bigger ones. Looks like that's the 16, maybe. Yeah, but the 130. All right, let's go ahead and look at the very smallest one and see what we can do here. Because, that's going to fit in most people's garages. Let's say we get the Sport, which has got the steering wheel. Yeah, for fishing, that's not preferable, actually, to have the steering wheel in a boat this small. Look at how much space that steering wheel takes up in the 110. I mean, yeah, it's cool, but if you're getting it for fishing, I'm going to go with the 110 Tender. Let's go really, really small. Look at that thing. It's got a bow locker, drink holders, stern cleats. Oh, look, you can make it a rowboat. Pop an engine on the back. That's the way to do it. Yep, and you can just grab onto those rails on the side there as you're steering. And you don't need his tiller extension even, because your hand is right back there on it. Look at how much space there is above the water. There's a lot of hull there, so that's really nice. I'm not sure how they ride or anything like that. They've got a picture here of it on a trailer, tiny little thing. Really cool. Okay, I'm saying you could make a micro skiff out of this. It already has a little elevated platform. You could put a little elevated step up there, and I bet you could stand in the bow no problem. So we're going to say this one counts. Specs. All right, let's look at the specs. Yeah, 5.5 feet wide, 11.5 feet long, 7 inches of draft. Yeah, that looked like a little more than that. The weight is 424. Very interesting. A little heavier than I would have thought it would be. But it can hold 845 pounds. That is so much weight for a boat that small, in my opinion. And you can put a 15 horsepower engine on it, which will make that thing fly like the wind, I am sure. Holy moly. Okay, they let you price it here too. They got all kinds of information about it. Build your boat. Okay, let's build it. Let's see how much this costs. All right. Options. Let's go with the 15 horse engine. There we go. View summary. And there we go. Okay, so for 10,806 with an asterisk, whatever that means, there's some kind of thing down below that tells the dealer alone. Yeah, okay. So anyway, yeah, this is not a quoted price, etc., but it's pretty close. So about 10 grand, about 11 grand, you're into a boat that, you know, you're certainly fishing just about anywhere in this thing. And it's built rock solid, I'm sure. So, yeah. So that's not that bad, and you can definitely fit that into the calculator. So I think that's pretty cool. Again, check the link for that, so that if you're looking now, let's look to see what they have on Craigslist. I brought this up earlier, and look what they have. Holy moly, a 13-footer right here used. Now, $4,000. Right, you could come to this deal certainly with a loan in hand and ready to go. But look at that old engine. Wow. And steering wheel again takes up a lot of space. You could always take that out. I would probably, if I got this, I would probably say, hey, the engine's not worth anything to me. It's just problems. Keep the engine. Take off everything there. I'll just buy the hull. I don't want the trailer either, but if you don't want, I'll just take it. Yeah, and give them like $2 grand for the hull, and then go buy an engine. Go buy a brand new 15 horse, like a Tohatsu, one of those fuel injected ones. I don't know if you've seen my channel, but if you haven't, go check it out. There are so many cool, awesome fuel efficient motors in the small range to get. I would throw one of those on there, have a tiller, and then you're good to go. You could add just minor add-ons, pole holders, you know, whatever, onto this and make it a fishing machine. So that's a pretty good find. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. There's a 17-foot whaler. That's a little into a little bigger. Again, it looks like no engine. Yeah, trolling motor. Right. Yeah, no engine. Okay, so that's just the hull for $4 grand. So if that hull's in good shape, there you go. Again, power that thing. Get a new trailer for it. Key West. You see, they got these Montauks all over the place, just one after another. Old engine. Yeah. No, thank you. But look at the hull. It's an 18-foot. Look at how much space, too. Doesn't look like bad condition from the pictures right here, but you got to check it out carefully. There's a lot of things to look for, but look at that engine. That's a nightmare. But you got the engine and redo all that stuff, cables and everything. You figure, yeah. Wow, price dropped to 15 grand. That's pretty high. Here's one. Oh, here's another. Oh, was this the same? Is this the same boat? No, this is a different boat. Similar though. Way better condition. This one's $8 grand. What kind of motor they have on this? Yamaha. Yeah, old Yamaha. So this is a nightmare engine too. In my opinion, I just don't want anything to do with an engine that's old. You figure you repower it, you know, maybe you could come to a deal, and you know, then, like I said, if you get it all figured out beforehand, you can come with cash in hand and make the deal happen. And to me, that's always the way to do it. It's just quick and efficient, and don't mess around. So hey, if you like videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, Florida Fishy Finger, where we get into stuff like this all the time. And go ahead and click the notification bell, that way you'll be notified. Go ahead and check out the links for the things we talked about. And thanks for watching Florida Fishy Finger.